The conflict in South Sudan pits President Salva Kiir's Dinka people against the Nuer of his former deputy Riek Machar, whom the president sacked in July 2013. The pair have since signed a ceasefire pact in Ethiopia and pledged to hold further talks about forming an interim government to end nearly 5 months of bloodshed. But South Sudan's army and rebel forces continue to trade blame for violating the ceasefire hours after signing the agreement. The fighting was supposed to stop 24 hours after the signing late on Friday. A UN official confirmed they had been fighting, saying shooting came from both sides of Bentiu. Over the weekend, the United Nations was standing by in the capital, Juba, to load barges with life-saving aid and transport it to key destinations such as Bentiu and Malakal, where supplies are running out.
And definitely there's a problem of water, drink. And what I have to tell you the truth is today, the whole camp has run out of food, regardless of water. There's no food at all. What is provided by the world food is not enough, and we need more help from the world food.
Many people living in camps say they are still worried about their safety and prefer not to go back home just yet. IGAD, the regional body mediating the talks, has called on both sides to stop fighting so aid convoys can reach some remote areas ahead of the rainy season, which renders much of the country inaccessible by road. Aid agencies also warn of a looming hunger crisis if civilians are not able to go back home to plant crops in time for the June seasonal rains.
So many times that people are called to go outside the town. Even the government, when they come, they call people outside the town. And after that, rebel also come and tell people like that. Yeah, and people are fearing because anytime the government may come in and take over the town and people will die.
The UN has stepped up security in their bases around the country in the meantime, where tens of thousands are sheltering, and is pushing South Sudan to investigate previous attacks on their bases and prosecute their assailants.
There are lots and lots of people on the move at the moment, and you know, I think the call that we've made in the United Nations on both parties to the conflict is make sure that the integrity of the United Nations base is respected and make sure that the people inside the base are protected. And of course the parties to the conflict, they have their fight and we know about that, but they also need to make sure that they're not making mistakes or certainly not targeting this base or any other UN installation.
South Sudan became independent from Sudan in 2011. The fighting has curbed oil production, which provides most government revenue. Jin Keo, CCTV.